Assault charges against a man have been upgraded to murder. Coming up, you'll hear from the victim's stepdaughter.
This weekend will mark 1 year since cyclist Mark Hinkle was killed while riding in the Horse E100. As a result, hear what event organizers say will be done differently during this year's ride.
Police are searching for the people who broke into a Lexington business for the second time this week.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon to you. Amber Philpott and Sam Dick reporting. The family of a man who died after a stabbing says they considered the suspect a friend.
Winchester police say Danny Thorpe stabbed Jeff Adams on Hughes Avenue last week. He died over the weekend. Victor Puente has reaction from Adams' family about what happened. It's our top story at 4:30.
Last week, Danny Thorpe was charged with assault and robbery. But over the weekend, the man he was charged with assaulting died at the University of Kentucky Medical Center. Now Thorpe is charged with murder. On Thorpe's arrest citation, Winchester police say 38-year-old Jeff Adams was found in his home Wednesday morning. Adams' stepdaughter tells me she'd gone to his home after he didn't answer several text messages. She says she found him near the back door in a pool of blood and his throat had been cut. Winchester police say a witness told them Danny Thorpe threw away bloody clothes in a dumpster behind a nearby restaurant. That arrest citation says Thorpe told police the blood on his clothes came from trying to help Adams. Police say Adams' wallet was also recovered from a trash can where Thorpe had thrown it away. Adams' stepdaughter says Thorpe was a friend of the family. She told me this was going to be difficult for her mother, who's been in the hospital for almost 3 weeks after suffering a heart attack. She did get to see Adams before he died Saturday.
Life's not going to be the same without him. My mother's going to have it the hardest. She has no home to come to. You know, she gets out, he's not going to be here.
Detention records show Thorpe was on parole when he was arrested last week. In 2009, he was convicted for taking part in the robbery of an 86-year-old man. He was sentenced to 10 years but was released on parole in 2013. In Clark County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Adams was buried yesterday at a family cemetery in Leslie County. Signs are going up around Georgetown this week, reminding drivers to be alert for cyclists. Thousands of them this weekend. This is the first time electronic signs have been used to warn drivers of bike traffic during the Horse E100 bike event.
And as WKYT's Hillary Thornton reports, this is just one of several changes following a deadly crash during last year's ride.
One of those electronic signs can be seen here behind me along South Broadway in Georgetown. It's all in an effort to make folks aware that this weekend thousands of bicyclists will be out on the roadways enjoying the annual ride that takes them throughout central Kentucky, spanning 5 different counties. This is the 39th year for the event, unfortunately last year dealing with their first fatality after cyclist Mark Hinkle was hit along the route by a driver police say was drunk behind the wheel.
Everybody knows there really isn't a lot we could have done to prevent what happened last year, but as a result of last year, we have been working a lot more closely with law enforcement officers in the area, all of the agencies.
Event organizer Pam Thomas says there will be increased officers stationed along the course and at busy intersections, as well as more patrols throughout the routes. Organizers are also working to help drivers be aware what roadways cyclists will be on throughout the weekend by clearly marking their routes, something that is done every year, but this year also utilizing large electronic signs.
Biggest advice I can give everybody, cyclists and drivers, is to be courteous, to be respectful, to be patient, and to communicate well, and also not to be distracted.
Now, the cycling community lost another faithful rider recently. Dr. David Cassidy was killed in an accident in Bourbon County. Thomas says because both Cassidy and Hinkle loved cycling, they're looking at this weekend as a celebration of their lives. In Georgetown, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And cyclists riding this weekend will wear patches on their jerseys in memory of Hinkle. We have an update tonight on the work going on to restore the old Fayette County Courthouse.
The city closed the building back in 2012 because of hazardous lead levels. City leaders say right now crews are removing asbestos in the building. A proposal calls for creating a 2-floor atrium, adding glass floors and new lighting in the building. A restaurant and offices are expected to move into the building at some point. Work to overhaul the courthouse will begin this summer. The project is expected to be finished this spring of 2018. We'll have an update on the project and show you some artist renderings of the new updates ahead on WKYT News later at 6 o'clock. For the second time this week, police are investigating a break-in at a Lexington business. Someone used a rock to smash through the front door of Ken Towery's off Leestown Road early this morning. But it doesn't appear that the person got away with anything. Police say it's similar to the break-in yesterday morning at Ken Towery's on Todd's Road. It's another warm spring day out there, but feels maybe a little bit more like July than May, perhaps.
Yeah, those temperatures are really getting up there on this Tuesday. We check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, numbers right now, typical for May, but it's what's coming down the road that really toasts things up over the next several days. Numbers right now compared to yesterday are roughly 4 to 8 degrees warmer than at the same point on our Monday. Where does that put your back porch thermometer? Into the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. 82 warm spot right now showing up over in the capital city of Frankfort. Out this evening, the numbers will drop on a great evening from the mid-70s to the mid-60s as we go from 7 through 11 o'clock. Defender Radar Network, nothing on the home front, though. Let's go to the west. Complex of showers and thunderstorms will weaken by the time it rolls across Kentucky, but what that is signifying is that's going to show where the increase in the humidity is really located. See that little band of clouds from Nashville back up to east of Paducah? That is where the moist air is currently located. It is rolling to the east and is right on top of the state as we go into the day tomorrow. And that means the soupy air mass is with us a little early this year. And we'll track that and the potential for some daily thunderstorms when I come back in a few minutes.
President Obama criticizing Vietnam's government for its human rights record.
Thousands there lined the president's motorcade route this morning as he arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon. Margaret Brennan is there.
The U.S. and Vietnam are no longer enemies, but they still have deep disagreements when it comes to basic rights like freedom of speech and assembly. Today, President Obama publicly complained to reporters that a group of activists he had invited to a private meeting were prevented from attending, and only a small number were allowed to show up.
I think it's an indication of the fact that although there has been some modest progress, and it is our hope that through some legal reforms that are being drafted and passed, there will be more progress.
Later in a speech broadcast live on Vietnamese TV, President Obama also gently but directly criticized the communist government for its shoddy record. And that is precisely why the White House was sharply criticized for lifting the ban on arms sales to Vietnam before that country improved its human rights record. Margaret Brennan, CBS News, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
24 hours of online giving to help support local charities. Kentucky Gives Day.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about at Keeneland with more on this powerful day. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Keene Entertainment Center at Keeneland, one of the fabulous sponsors of Kentucky Gives Day. You can give today and make a huge difference in many of the nonprofit organizations in and around our state. Danielle Clore is with us. She's already got me, look, she's already made me go into kygives.org, and I'm getting ready to give. I can't show everybody. There's so many to choose from.
There are so many nonprofits, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Right. So if you're going to get an addiction, giving to charity today is a great one. So we really encourage people to embrace it. But just so many fantastic causes. So thanks, Deanne, for going online and making a give today.
How does Kentucky Gives Day make a difference for so many across our state?
Well, we can host this event for a couple reasons. One, we want to give our members and nonprofits a tool to raise money. But we also want to showcase their work, and we want to get Kentuckians engaged in philanthropy. We need these dollars to improve our communities. So it's a great way for us to come together, Kentuckians near and far. Do you know we've had donors from 42 states give to Kentucky Gives Day? So these are folks who've either come to school here or lived here, and they still call Kentucky home. And we can't let those folks outgive those of us living here in the Commonwealth. So people need to get online and give.
I can also only imagine that many of those folks have benefited from many of these organizations that we have here today, like the nursing home, Ombudsman ombudsman agency. What do you guys do?
Ombudsman is a Swedish word for advocate. So we advocate for nursing home residents and people who live in nursing homes, personal care homes and family care homes. We love Kentucky Gives Day because not only do, donations always help. We provide all of our services free of charge. If people have problems with the facilities, we help advocate for them and resolve those problems. We educate them about their rights. But also, just as much, we want people to know about our program. If they can donate, that's great, but we never want anybody to say they didn't know about us if they need us.
And you can learn more about them at kygives.org, and you can learn more about the Explorium. I know a lot of families out there who have benefited from what you guys do for those kids every day.
Right. We're a hands-on museum where we're sort of the intersection of fun and learning. If it's not fun, we don't do it. If it's not educational, we don't do it. And besides that, we have programs, and we're getting ready to embark on our summer camp season. And our donations through KentuckyGives.org help all of those programs. But specifically today, they're going to help us build a gumball mural, and that's it. So every $25, you get a whole tube of 100 gumballs that we're going to put into the mural.
That sounds like a fun out and about.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that next.
Right.
Okay. Kentucky Gives Day. Participate. Give back to so many organizations that are giving to you each and every day. It is simple. You have until 11:59 tonight. Go to kygives.org. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Hope a lot of people take advantage of that opportunity.
It's so hard to choose, though.
Yeah.
There are so many different great organizations. So go out and just give.
That's right. Angelina Jolie goes back to school, and Johnny Depp goes down the rabbit hole again.
Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Johnny Depp and Anne Hathaway were among the A-listers who turned out for the U.S. premiere of Alice Through the Looking Glass.
There's nothing wrong with me.
In the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, Mia Wasikowska's Alice has to save the Mad Hatter, played by Johnny Depp.
This story is like 153 or something, 150 something years old. And not only does it still stand up, it still resonates.
Alice Through the Looking Glass opens Friday. Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke walked the red carpet in New York City for the world premiere of her new movie, Me Before You, co-starring The Hunger Games' Sam Claflin.
Come on, let's give these tosses something to talk about.
The film, based on the British best-selling novel, is about a young woman hired to care for a wealthy man who was paralyzed in an accident.
My agent sent me the book. He was like, the author's writing the screenplay, so here's the book, and you can read that. And then, and so I read that first and fell in love.
Me Before You opens next week. And Angelina Jolie is adding another title to her resume. The actress-director humanitarian will be a visiting professor at the London School of Economics. The Oscar winner will teach a master's course on women, peace, and security next year. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Call it the Hamilton effect. Broadway had its best attended and highest grossing season ever from May last year to this May. Attendance jumped nearly 2% from a year earlier. Smash musicals like Hamilton and The Lion King are big factors.
The British royal family visited some of the UK's fanciest plants in one of the most prestigious events of the spring. The Chelsea Flower Show kicked off in London with Queen Elizabeth, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince Harry taking a tour of the grounds and viewing the spectacular poppies exhibit, a massive display of 300,000 hand-crocheted flowers. The flower show was created to raise funds for a hospice charity.
I was over at Veterans Park on the trails today, and in the shade at least, it was pretty comfortable. Now, when you got out of the shade, you could feel the heat.
Yeah, you kind of needed to stay in that shade. Yeah. And Chris, we're kind of just in this pattern. This is the way it's going to be for a while.
Yeah, it is, except starting tomorrow, you're going to have the sweat factor increasing, so Sam may be finding more shade throughout the day, and the potential will be there for some scattered thunderstorms to creep back into the picture. I mean, guys, it's been all of 3 days since it rained around here. We got to get some rain. We look outside, upper 70s, low 80s across the entire area. 80 Jackson. Look at that shot coming out of the National Weather Service down there. Lexington, 80 degrees as well. Capital City at 81. And again, nothing showing up on your Defender radar network. That will change later tonight and into the day tomorrow with at least some scattered showers and thunderstorms working into the area. Nice weather out there. Hopefully that translates to a quiet afternoon on the roads. Here's Officer Don.
Couple of problems. Got a crash at Elm Tree and 7th Street. That's a non-injury collision. Also one at Loudon Newtown. No one's heard of that wreck either. Cleared the problem on the inner loop of the circle at Tate's Creek. Now back here in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. The special fish filling up tanks and a Facebook video going viral. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
Okay, forget goldfish. The newest trend to brighten up fish tanks is glowfish. And the genetically modified fluorescent fish puts on quite a show. Take a look. Coming in all kinds of vibrant colors, the fish are certainly eye-catching. The glowfish were originally created to detect pollutants in the water. Unless a toxin was introduced to the water, the fish looked normal. But if the water was polluted, the color would pop up. And now the fish have been modified to lighten up pet owners' fish tanks and captivate people of all ages. Pretty.
Yeah.
Well, who would have thought a cackling Chewbacca could be such an internet sensation?
Well, the mask-wearing Star Wars fan with the infectious laugh got a surprise visit from James Corden and The Late Late Show.
I was watching my friend.
I can't talk. Hold on. I need to process.
I just love her. Candace Payne got to meet Star Wars director J.J. Abrams. Payne became an internet sensation after she posted a video on Facebook showing her priceless reaction to her own new Chewbacca mask. In addition to meeting Abrams, Payne also got a special message from Peter Mayhew, who plays Chewbacca. He invited Candace and her family to attend a Star Wars fan expo so they can meet in person. Her video, by the way, has received more than 140 million views in just 3 days. I'm sure by now you've probably seen it, but if you have not, please go watch that, because if you're having a bad day, you will be laughing before you know it.
I'm having a great day. That's the first time I've seen it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is worth watching over and over again.
Okay.
On that note, please stick with us. Here's what's coming your way now at 5 o'clock.